So today we'll practice labels and selectors, as you can see from the URL at the top corner. How to properly select our ports and how to properly label them so that they can be selected easier. So we have 5 question exercises regarding that, and let's jump into the practice. We have deployed a number of ports. They are labeled with tier, environment, and boo. How many ports exist in the dev environment? Normally I should be able to get all my ports. They look like this. Now env is a label. So how do I get ports to a specific label? I think it should be selector, if I remember well. Else we'll check the documentation. So selector, how many ports exist in the dev environment? Let's just inspect one port to see how they are defined. So if I do something like this, get port, if I get, let's just pick anyone at random and output in a YAML format. Labels are usually up. So we have env, we have an env, have an env key value for labels. So let's go back to okay, I want to remove this lower bar here, and let's scroll up and let's scroll down so that we can see the terminal prompt. Okay, so if I say kubectl get ports, and if I say selector, so we have the label tier, env, and boo. So what if the environment is equal to dev? So this is everything that is in the dev, and this is every port like this, and these are dev ports here. Okay, so how many are there? I can actually record this command and pipe in. Actually I can count manually, or I can pipe in so that I will be able to count the number of lines. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So 7, but we have 8 here because the header is returned. So I can record that command and filter out the header, no headers. Now we have 7. Okay, how many ports are in the finance field? The finance field has a key B or business unit, I guess. So how many ports have a business unit equal to finance? We have 6. How many objects are in the prod environment? The prod environment, so it's still env here for the key, and the value is prod. We have 4. It's 4, right? How many objects? It did not say pod, it said objects. So they can be pods or replica sets and deployment and the rest. So let's get back to, instead of selecting port, I'm going to select everything that's in the prod department. Let's see, in the prod, so it's 7. Yeah, now identify the port which is part of the prod environment, the finance business unit and the front end tier. Let's go back to selecting ports. So the environment is supposed to be prod. Now how do I concatenate environments? Is it the comma? Let's just add the comma. I don't know if it's comma or space. You should see that. So the environment is prod, the business unit is finance. So we're actually doing a multi criteria search, and the tier is front end. It's app 1ZZ. We can validate that by checking at the, just to confirm, checking the definition file of this port here in a YAML format. Since we know that labels are in the head, I can just, I think I can pipe it like this and say head. Let's see. Right, this is optional. I just wanted to see the head of the file because I know labels are usually up. So the business unit is finance, the environment is prod, and the tier is front end, and that's it. It's app ZZXDF here. Now a replica set definition file is given. If I do ls, so this is the file here. Let's just look at what's inside. So we have, this is a template for the pod creation. So it's supposed to create an Nginx container, two, because there are 2 replicas. So we're supposed to create 2 Nginx containers that match the front end level. Now attempt to create a replica set. kubectl create. Normally we should have an error because I saw it when we displayed the file, but we'll go back to it. Now which error do we have? Replica set is invalid. This particular section, the labels, level selector does not match the template labels. So let's go back to modifying the file. It's actually saying that this particular selector match is not coherent with the port level. So for this replica set to be able to include this port, they have to match the port level. So that means we have to modify either one value, but they have to have the same value. So let's just modify the container instead to be front end, so that when the replica set wants to match, it matches the proper port. So let's save this file and let's try to recreate. And now it's created, and let's check. We're fine now. Now this is the end of the practice session. I hope you have a hang of what is selectors and labels and how to debug them, especially in the case of replica sets and also deployments. So see you in another video for another practice session.